So, Mike, take it away.
Yes, can you hear me okay? Hello? Ah, hello?
We can
Can
hear
you
you,
hear me?
Mike. We can
Okay,
hear you.
I was just checking. I want to welcome everyone. Good morning. And our online congregation, which I am online from Vegas, and our congregation there at the center, welcome. We are the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence and participation in our service here this morning, we create a higher state of consciousness, rise above any negative energy we may have experienced this past week, and manifest love for the following week. We know love is synonymous to God. Our master teacher, Reverend Dr. Sandra Jackson, will now proceed with our service. Reverend?
Thank you, Mike. So, you enjoy your time in Las Vegas. I'm glad you got there safely, and we hope to see you back home safely
All
too.
right.
Let's us all turn within. Doesn't it feel good to just close your eyes and turn within and just be still? Feel the silence. And it is from this silence, from this universal experience of silence, there is that universal presence, that power, that energy, that life force, the absolute that each one of us taps into in our own way, in our own experience of it. But we are all one with it. It flows into us and through us like a river flowing into rivulets. We open our hearts this morning to be fully and completely aware of the truth of who we are, to be enveloped by the love that we have decided that we will be. And so with joy and happiness and the complete deep awareness of the presence of God in us, through us, and as us, we begin our service today, knowing that we are connected in heart, in mind, in spirit. And so all things are working together for our greatest and most wonderful good today, and we accept it now in our own way, in our own time, right here and right now. And so it is. Our vision, I'll keep this. Our vision and mission statement. If you'd like to stand, those of you who are here, if you were at home and you want to stand too, that's great. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. Our Declaration of Principles. I believe the kingdom of heaven is within us and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. And our songs.
You want a song? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's pure magic. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who you are. It's pure magic. We are light, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure magic. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's pure magic. I remember who I am. I remember who we are and who we are. Is pure magic. Mwah. Well, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And oh, I just love hearing all those voices. Yay! Woohoo! Oh, this one? This one. Hey, we'll start all over. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully can you all see me and hear me? Yes. Okay. Right there. This one, okay. You'd think after 25 years of using a microphone, I would have remembered how. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to do a wonderful reading today, and it's from a book called The Gifts of Gratitude, and we are doing that right now, every day in every way. This is from a book by Emma J. Ryan, and the book, of course, is The Gift of Gratitude. Gratitude makes us feel good. Mental sunshine will cause the flowers of peace, happiness, and prosperity to grow upon the face of the earth. Be a creator of mental sunshine. That was from a graffiti written on a wall in Berkeley, California. Could that possibly have been through the peace movement, y'all? Could be. I lived through that and loved it. Tom comes from a family of highly successful business people who taught him to climb the ladder of success by criticizing him whenever he did something wrong. He learned early on that life is hard work, that it's a dog-eat-dog world, and that to get ahead, he had to never make a mistake. Well, he did succeed, including getting an MBA from a top business school. He was never happy. To him, work seemed only drudgery. He spent much of his time noticing what he did wrong. He didn't assert himself at the meeting. He should have made more calls. Most of the time, he felt lifeless and depressed. Finally, Tom went to a therapist who asked for a prescription for Prozac. But since he really didn't want to take an antidepressant, if he didn't have to, at the therapist's suggestion, he agreed to first try something else for 1 month. Before he started work in the morning, he was to ask himself, what do I feel grateful for about myself? In this way, he reminded himself of his resources, his strengths and talents. Then, at the end of the day, he was to finish work by asking, what did I do today that I feel good about? Do you know what I discovered? He told me, gratitude is a natural upper. It works so well that now, whenever I feel my energy going down during the day, I ask myself, what do I feel grateful for in this moment? By concentrating on what he's doing right and what he appreciates about himself, Tom overcame his depression and has begun to look forward to work. Gratitude makes us feel good because it helps us widen our frame of vision. Under depression or stress, we can develop tunnel vision, seeing only this problem, that difficulty. We can get overtaken by a heavy, dark feeling of despair. But when we experience a sense of gratitude, we give ourselves a dose of mental sunshine. Suddenly, the world seems brighter and we have more options. And the greatest thing is that we experience the mental sunshine of gratitude. We begin to glow with sunshine ourselves. Suddenly, not only is the world brighter, but we are too. Soon we notice that our lives are full of people who want to be around us because we exude peacefulness, happiness, and joy.
Thank you. So this month, all of our readings are going to be on gratitude, since that's what we're reading about. Okay, so our music this morning is coming from Nevada. And Zizi is going to be our soloist for this morning. But before she begins, I want you to know that she's going to sing a meditative type song. So you can use this time to maybe close your eyes and or focus on something. Just be in a meditative state and be with her with that. And when she gets finished, we're going to just let it be for a minute before I say anything, okay? So you can just sit in the silence for a moment, okay? All right, Zizi, take it away.
Good morning. About a little over 20 years ago, I had an awakening, and this song rose from that. And I invite you to close your eyes and take about 3 good breaths with me and turn within and stay within and look within during this song. When I look at you, it reminds me of who I really am, as whispers of Ramana like sand through my hands. No letting go of or holding on, just being one with land, sea, and sky. Who am I? Who is seeing me? Who when I look in truth and see all through love who I really am, whispers of Ramana sand through my hands. Just like the ocean, it breathes and swells. Within me dwells the land, sea, and sky. Who am I? Who is seeing me?
Thank you. There were two Zen monks, and they were crossing a river. And they met a beautiful young woman who also wanted to cross, but she was afraid to do so. So one monk put her on his shoulders and carried her to the other bank. The other monk was furious. He said nothing, but he was boiling inside. That was forbidden for him to carry this monk. A Buddhist monk was not supposed to even touch a woman, and this monk had not only touched her, but he had also carried her on his shoulders. So they walked several miles, and when they arrived at the monastery, as they were entering, the monk who was angry turned to the other monk and said, "I will have to tell the master. I will have to report this because it is forbidden." "What are you talking about? What is forbidden?" said the other. "Have you forgotten? You carried this beautiful woman on your shoulders," said the angry one. And the other monk laughed and said, "Yes, I carried her, but I left her on the other side of the river, many miles behind. Why are you still carrying her?" Good question. So at the beginning of the year, we talked about creating visions for ourselves for 2022, our goals, the things that we wanted to create for this year. So I asked you to write them down. Some of you did, I'm sure. Some of you didn't. My questions for you today is, did you write a vision for yourself? Did you write goals for yourself for 2022? Did you actually do it? And next, you don't have to answer these out loud. Just answer them to yourself, yes or no. Okay. If you did, can you tell me now what they are? If I was to ask you, just stand up and tell me what your goals and your vision was for this year. Could you do that? And then what steps have you taken towards your goal or your vision for this year? What have you been doing towards it? Did you just write them down and think that they were going to be magically appearing? And what spiritual practices have you been using in order to make those dreams, those visions, those desires of your heart, those goals manifest in your life? You see, the universe will do for you, but you must first do for yourself. So finally, if your goals were like the monk who carried the woman, would you be still carrying those goals, or would you have left them far behind? Okay? Because the one monk, both monks are within you. The one that carried and the one that let go. So tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. We didn't think that. We didn't say that to begin with, did we? No. But I'll say it now. Happy Valentine's Day. So tomorrow is going to be a happy day for some, and others it's not going to be so happy. And the difference is going to be whether or not you got candy, flowers, cards, dinner, remembrances, or if you didn't. And so many times we allow February 14th to determine how we are going to feel for that day, right? I mean, and we set ourselves up for it. Here's the thing. We just had Christmas. That was in December. Did you notice what happened the day after Christmas? Everything Christmas disappeared and all this red stuff started appearing, okay? Hearts all over the place. Why? Because the retailers are going, Valentine's Day is coming. You want to be ready with the flowers and the hearts and the candy. Don't be caught being one of those people who, when you get home, they say, Today's Valentine's Day. Did you forget? You don't want to be in that situation, do you? Some of us, however, live alone. In fact, if you read the newsletter yesterday, you see I put the actual numbers in it. Almost half of the American population, our U.S. population, almost half of us are single. Something like 48 point something percent. You know, that's an awful lot of single people. And now, undoubtedly, there's many of them that are in committed relationships, okay? But I am willing to bet you that less than half of those 48 million people are going, or 48% rather, I don't remember the millions, but the 48%, I'm willing to bet that not even 25% of them is going to get Valentine's cards from anybody. Okay? If you want Valentine's, buy it for yourself. Treat yourself. Love yourself. Use that day as a self-love day. Go pamper yourself. Go do something for yourself that you wouldn't ordinarily do. Okay? Don't wait for somebody else to do it, because you know what? Somebody else may not do it. And then you're disappointed. And then you're sad. And then you're like like the monk who's angry, carrying this anger. Because see, here's the thing. It won't stop on Valentine's Day. It'll keep going year after year, day after day, day after day, because the thought is what? Nobody loves me. Remember that song when we were kids? Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to eat some worms. You remember that? You know, you didn't learn that. I guess it was just me I don't know where I learned it. You remember that? I love that song. It's like, nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. And see, but at the same time, what do kids do? They find something to do, okay? Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. And it's like, and for us as adults, we go like, oh, I didn't get any Valentine's, so I'm going to feel sad all day. And the kids are going like, go eat some worms. I never did eat those worms. But the song was a really nice song. And it tells you, go find something else. Don't get stuck on what other people are thinking about you. It's a really metaphysical kind of song, which a lot of songs that kids sing in fairy tales and whatever are just that. So the retailers are, they geared up for Valentine's Day right after Christmas. Well, guess what's going to happen on February 15th? You're going to see green all over because St. Patrick's Day is coming. And you know what else? Easter is coming too, so it's going to be Easter eggs. Because Patrick's Day, everybody doesn't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. The bars are very happy though. Very, very happy. But, most of us are going to be out with the Easter stuff. So you're going to see Easter eggs everywhere. So what is happening? The retailers have made a vision. They have set goals, and they are working them mightily, and they are trying to get you to follow along with their goals and visions. And the thing is, we do. Think about that. We do. And if you don't decide for yourself what your life is going to be, somebody else will do it for you. And the retailers are very happy because what they want to do is convert you not into your own individual, self-loving, joyful, happy, create your own environment people. They want to create you into consumers who will buy whether you need it or not. They don't care if you go into debt in order to get candy for someone who you feel you should get it for, but you really may not even like. I mean, stop and think about it. How many bosses have gotten candy and they didn't like you, but they were trying to kiss up? I mean, that's a phrase too, Well, a long time ago. Anyway, we have to learn to focus your attention. And if you don't focus on your goals, if you cannot respond to me with the answers yes to the questions that I asked earlier today, you need to go home today and read the magic 13. I read it today. I actually had time. Okay, all right? And it's about being thankful for what you were going to get and not what you had. So please do go home and read that. Anthony DeMello is I think he's Catholic, but he's called Father. Anyway, Father Anthony DeMello is, he says, he could be Catholic, but he could be Episcopalian too, I'm not sure. If you were to feel or look or sit and make contact with yourself, you would come to silence and things would be revealed to you. Let me say that again. If you were to feel, or look, or sit, and make contact with yourself, you would come to silence and things would be revealed to you. Now, what things are going to be revealed? It depends on what it is you're asking for to be revealed. So if you're working on your vision and your mission and your goals and things that you want to happen in your life, what will be revealed to you is what steps you need to take. He's talking about touching your intuition without using the words intuition. But that's what he's talking about. Judith Orloff wrote a book called Emotional Freedom. In case you don't know who she is a she's an assistant clinical professor of psychiatry at UCLA. I heard her years and years and years ago when she was kind of just getting started. She's written several books. I guess this is the latest one, Emotional Freedom. But what she does is she synthesizes traditional medicine with energy and intuition and spirituality. So she's spoken in a whole bunch of CSL venues. Because we too believe that all of this is connected, that you are not just a physical being, but you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And so the way you connect is through your intuition, your human self and your spiritual self. And so one of the things she says is that she does, and she encourages all of her clients and all of those of us who are listening to her to do a 3-minute meditation. And the way you do this, and she said, she does it every day. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't do it after every client or before every client or her class or whatever. And it's not something that you need to do just once a day, but it's something that you can do, once a day and get value from it. And it goes along with what Father DeMello is saying. So she says, close your eyes, breathe, relax, and then find that silent space within yourself. Feel the spirit that is within your inner self. It's 3 minutes. So get ready. I'm going to put the timer on here. Okay, let me see. Let's put the timer and let's do this. 3 minutes. I'll tell you when to start. Okay? But for right now, just you two online. You're included. Give it a try. Okay? Now, obviously, I can tell who's doing it here. Okay? Because I can tell whether or not they're closing their eyes. You, I don't know. You're going to have to trust that you are doing this for yourself, not for me. Okay? All right. Let us just sit back and relax and get comfortable. And then close your eyes. Then you're going to breathe and relax. I'm not going to continue to give you directions, okay? Because you're going to have 3 minutes of silence. And then find that silent place within yourself, and then just allow the spirit within you to feel it within you, okay? And I'm starting the timer now, 3 minutes. Okay, that was 3 minutes. How about that? So here's the thing. The Super Bowl is coming up. The Olympics is going on. Do you know what the Super Bowl athletes and the Olympic athletes have in common? They practice. What was revealed to me is that, what I just said, because I had not even thought about that. So something gets revealed if you close your eyes and spend some time in the silence. And so here's the thing, we have to practice this. Maybe all you got was darkness. All you said, was the inside of your eyeballs. Maybe you're going like, well, this is really stupid. But if you practice, your intuition is a part of you. It's not something that's separate from you. It's not something that you have to earn or be grateful for or anything. It is already a part of you. Being grateful for it helps, but it's already there. It's sort of like the eyes in your head, the nose on your face, your hands. It's already there. It's not something you have to go after, but you do have to practice opening yourself to it. It is that still small voice. And so if you're running around here and there, helter-skelter, and not stopping it all, then guess what? It's very difficult for it to speak through you. And so that didn't take long. We all have, timers. I assume that all of your phones have timers. And so if your phone has a timer, just set it for 3 minutes. And, here's the other thing. Do you know how long stoplights are? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You can just sit there, focus on something, and do the same thing with your eyes open. It's about turning within and opening yourself up to and being available, connecting within yourself. There's a man on TED Talks that did a talk I listened to this week called Phil Borges. I'm not sure how you say his name, but I'm going to call it Borges. Anyway, he did a talk on psychosis or spiritual awakening. We live in a culture that discourages us doing what we just did. It keeps us busy doing anything and everything, okay? Like I was saying, before you finish Christmas and really get a sense of, wow, this was Christmas and what it meant. We're on to Valentine's Day and then, whatever else is going on during the year. So we have to practice and learn to be like the Zen monk who was able to let go of the woman. But this guy, Phil, he is not sure what kind of a therapist he is, but anyway, he is interested in studying indigenous cultures. And so he's been all over the world studying indigenous cultures. And one of the things he found is that many of them have people in them at young ages that have this psychological, what we would call a psychological break, okay? They call it a spiritual awakening. And so when this happens to someone, then they find someone who has already been through it and they mentor them through their experience of their spiritual awakening. We, in this culture, call that schizophrenia. So when a 17 or 18-year-old or even a 20-year-old, that generally happens to young people, when they have this break and they start seeing voices and hearing things, we call that a mental illness, and we call it we call it schizophrenia, and we label them. They're stigmatized for the rest of their life, and we don't give them any help. We may medicate them. We try to, get rid of the voices and whatever and make them less dangerous. And these other cultures, they take these people, they see it not as a psychological breakdown, but as a spiritual awakening. And guess what they do? Those people become the healers in those societies. I'm like, and that's an interesting way of looking at this, right? Because stop and think about it. What he's saying is that in indigenous cultures that don't have the TVs, that don't have people on social media telling you what to do and what not to do, that don't have, all the Valentine stuff coming right after Christmas and feeling sad because you didn't get a Valentine's, then he's saying these people, when they have a psychological break, which we call psychological, they're calling a spiritual awakening, that somewhere within them they have awakened to something that is beyond our normal awareness. And they then find somebody who has been through that. And they've mentored them through that so that they are not alone. They learn, I'm not by myself. And then they become the healers. And they live their normal lives. They go on being parents and, relationships and whatever, and doing whatever work they're doing. But at the same time, if somebody needs to be healed, then they come to this person and they help to heal them. What a difference that would make if our young people were able to get that kind of support and help when they went to college, away from home, away from their regular environment, and all of a sudden burst through. How many of our young people are empathic and their parents are not? And they don't know what to do with that empathy. Do you know what empathic is? It's like an empath is when we all have energy, right? And so an empath is someone who picks up on other people's energies. And so we all do it to some extent. Anytime you go like, I don't want to be around that person. I don't know why. They just don't feel right to me. That is empathic, okay? She does it, I know. I know. I was at a conference with our CSL group, and Judith Orloff spoke to us, because I do it too. All right, not to the same extent, I think, as some people, but she looked out at the audience because she was reading different people, and because I guess she reads stuff. Anyway, she looked right at me, pointed at me, and said, "You should not be sitting there." And I'm like, okay. Here's the thing. I had not planned to sit there. I came in and I was looking for seats on the aisle, like right where you're sitting is where, right on the edge. When I go to the movies or theater or anything, I always sit on the edge, right? And she said, you should not be sitting there because you're absorbing too much of the energy of the people around you. What does that do to you? That's like, yeah, I've been knowing this, and I can remember growing up and feeling like I know this, and people look at me and go, how do you know that? It was like, and you don't have a reason. And because you don't have a reason, you think that you're wrong, but you're not. What's happening is you're tapping into that the intuitive sphere, the spiritual sphere, and you're picking up on it, and you don't know how to explain what it is that you're getting and what you're understanding. But you know that you're right. You absolutely know. I can't tell you how many times I went through growing up as a teenager going like, I know I'm right about this, but I can't explain it, and so I'm not going to tell anybody. But I had a cousin who wrote music. She wrote music because she heard it. She didn't play it. She didn't study it or anything, but she wrote songs. And when she was a young person, and when she told people that she just heard the music, they said, you can't do that. And so she stopped for many, many, many years. But guess who else did that? Michael Jackson. When you talk to him about where he got the music, he just said, I heard it. Where'd you hear it from? The Outer Limits. Okay, so the thing is that there's more to this life than what we have been taught, and we don't have a culture that supports us. And so that's why we come to spiritual centers like the Center for Spiritual West Georgia, you're always invited. And we come here because in this environment, we can be empathic and be accepted. We can be intuitive. We can be writing our visions and our missions and our, goals and all that stuff. We can write in journals and we can read stuff and we can interpret it in our own way. And nobody goes like, what? How'd you do that? Because it's like, you know what? We don't have any dogma that says this is how you have to behave. We believe that everybody is a spiritual being and so consequently, God is talking to each one of us and not necessarily saying the same thing. Okay? Because it depends on how much we're listening and what we're listening to. So practice this. Practice it for this week. Set your timer and just do this for, just this week and see what happens. Because like I said, I was just standing here and what came to me is we need to practice this. I had not thought about that. 3 minutes. And it's like a whole new idea came. I hadn't thought about, I need to tell people to practice this. And definitely, who else came to mind? Michael Jordan. Okay, but I thought that Michael Jordan wasn't as good an example as the what did I say? The Super Bowl and the athletes. That's a much better example, right? Okay, so here's the thing. You get to choose. When you get it, you get to choose what it is you want to act on, what you want to do, and what you don't want to do. It's not like, Spirit spoke to me and I have to do this. No, Spirit spoke to me and I get to say what it is I want to do. But be careful, because you don't want to judge what Spirit is telling you to do versus what the world is telling you to do. It's sort of like the two monks, right? The one monk is being ruled by the rules of the monastery. You don't touch women. Okay, the other one is being ruled by love and service and giving. And you have to make the choice. Let's turn within. Should I give you another 3 minutes? And so we just allow ourselves, when we go within, to feel the peace within, the silence, the divine energy that is always flowing in us and through us and as us, but we're too busy to outwardly focus, to notice, and to experience. And so we use these times of quiet contemplation, of times of prayer, to simply be with the Spirit. And to know that even just a few 3 minutes gives us more power than we could possibly use in a lifetime, if we will only but use it. But we have to practice. We have to do it on a regular basis. And when we do, we will find that it bursts through in times when we least expect it. And so I am knowing in this very moment that this is the truth for each and every one of us, that the very life of God, the life of Spirit, is in us, through us, and as us. It is the absolute, total, complete, omnipresent, impotent, omnipotent beingness that is the very essence and core of who and what we are. It is that power from which we all live and move and have our being. And it is that power that we get to tap into on a daily, moment-to-moment basis if we will just simply turn our attention towards it and allow it to express itself in us, through us, and as us. We stand at the doorway of our own consciousness, opening or closing at will. And so I rejoice this day that I have the opportunity to speak this word, to know this truth, to experience it as we speak. And to know that each one of us has that same power. None of us is more special to the Spirit than the other. Each one of us is known, is loved, and is beloved of the Spirit. And so we right here and right now accept this word, knowing it is truth for each one of us right here and right now. And so I accept this word knowing that the law has already accepted it, that it was known in mind before it became word. And so the truth is unfolding as we speak. And so it is. Amen. Zizi's singing the next song. Thanks.
Well, Sandra and anyone that's sitting on the stage, if you could get to where you could see the video, that would be helpful. And today is 365 days. I just became 65 today. Today's my birthday. And I could think of nothing better than to sing for my family in Georgia and here on the West Coast and Ghana and wherever you are, my my CSL family. Secondly, the meditation. It's amazing when we meditate together. It's stronger. I felt like I could have gone on, forget the rest of the service, Sandra. We could have gone on. And it dawned on me, maybe we need meditative groups where we can just text and go, all 10 of us are going to meditate at the same time. That would be really cool. It's very powerful. Sandra asked me to sing this next song, and I have to wake up my phone. It went to sleep. Waiting, hold on. Where the music is coming from. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I want you to be able to see, open your eyes, and look and enjoy this song. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grin and bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. And for once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we're all connected to each other. In a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does a sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear to the blue corn moon, or whether we're white or coppered skin. We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. Need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
It's not
Wow.
fair. She made me
Wow. Wow. Zizi, I forgot you did sign language. That was,
Sandra,
oh my God.
I haven't done that song in 30 years, and I must have put in 60 hours this week remembering the signs and practicing the signs. It was, uh,
Well, it's awesome. I
I told you
remember
I was going to
I've done it before.
surprise you. It's my
Yes, you
birthday.
did. Yes, you
On
did.
my birthday, I like to give gifts. So
Yeah.
my gift to you
And
all. I
happy
love you.
birthday. Yes,
Thank you.
happy birthday. Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you so much. This is great. This is a great birthday gift to us all. Yeah,
Thank
so
you. Thank
we
you.
loved it. We really enjoyed it here in the audience too, here.
Thank you, Sandra.
Wow.
cry too.
Huh?
Did you cry too?
Yes. You see, I can't talk. I'm like, what comes
made us
next?
cry.
What comes next?
You made us cry,
yes, yes,
Zizi. Oh my God.
Oh, geez.
Where are we?
That's a love song. Yeah. Yes, to all of us. Yes. Okay, so it's time for our conscious giving affirmation. Please join me. It's in your program. Freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
I can't sing, Zizi. Thank you. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. And for those of you who are online, the link is in the chat for you to donate. And we thank you so much for your offering as well. So, our Thanksgiving affirmation: I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. So, we are reading the Magic Book, and today is day 13, and it is truly a surprise. If you have not read it today, it's a wonderful day, and I suggest you figure out what those goals are that you had in mind. And if you didn't, be sure to do so by the end of the day. I just want to remind you that we are doing this Alabama Civil Rights Experience. Myself and Reverend Patty Rumsa have a ministry called Golden Heart Spiritual Communities, and we are sponsoring the Civil Rights Experience in April and ending up the first day of May. And also, we're going to be doing a cruise later. I didn't talk about that, but we're going to be doing a cruise in October. Hopefully by that time, we won't be dealing so much with this virus stuff, and people will be okay to go on the trip, because we really just want to go on that trip and have fun and enjoy ourselves, okay? All right, and we are going to have some surprises next month, so keep an eye on the newsletter. We'll be putting announcements in there. If you are not on a newsletter, please put in the chat if you're online. I think everybody here is, but put in the chat if you're not in our newsletter. Put in chat that you would like to be on the newsletter, and put your email. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's.
want a
I think
song?
it's. I think
want a
a,
song? I think I
nice
can
song.
sing.
Yes, we
I
have.
think so.
We have a gratitude song. Yes. Okay. This is a fun song. The words will be up there, and you get to use your hands. So everybody stand.
Everybody get up and let's have some fun. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude below me, gratitude below me,
Gratitude within me, gratitude around me.
and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me,
Gratitude within me, gratitude all around me.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. You want to do it one more time? Okay.
One more time.
All right. I'm watching you guys now.
Gratitude before me,
Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
all right.
Okay, so next week we're going to get those words so that they're up there
up
at
there?
the same way. Okay, yeah, yes, okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, so thank you so much for being with us today, regardless of how we do it, regardless of the words. Gratitude is what we are all
Hey,
about.
should we do
Yes,
it one
so-
more time? I mean, no.
Okay,
No.
above me, below me, all around me, left and right, okay. All right, so our closing affirmation for today. Oh, we have a board meeting today. Okay, so board meeting after
Okay, I just want
service
all you
today.
guys to know you better know this song by next week. Got it?
Okay, all right. All right, so we go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us and only good comes to us, and so it is. Okay, so ordinarily we invite everybody to be a part of our board meetings, but today all of our board members are here. So we're going to ask you to just go offline And we will just have our board meeting, right here. Zizi unfortunately can't be with us today. But before we leave, I forgot. Let's sing happy birthday to Zizi, okay? All right. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to you. Happy birthday, dear Zizi. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. See you all next week. Blessings, everybody.
Blessings.